Oh, right. I like when like vegan foods aren't being an imitation. Like they aren't being like an imitation beef or an imitation pork, or like they're trying to imitate different meats. I like it when they're trying to be their own thing, you know?
Mhm.
Like I know like jackfruit, where that's like sort of like a pork alternative, I think. But it's
so.
like, but then it also has like its distinct flavor, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. Jackfruit's pretty good.
I've never had it.
You might have if we went to that vegan sandwich place. You got something with jackfruit in it?
Yeah, but I probably didn't.
Oh.
Because I don't know if I'm going to like it. I'm not going to spend money on something I don't know I'll like.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
Well, I just don't know if I'll like it.
But what if you did?
I'm going to fucking shit on the floor and just spread it.
Ew.
You know, what if like you had, I don't know, like you had like Gordon Ramsay, like making you food every day, you know, but like the catch is that you can never eat the same thing twice. It's always got to be something different. And then when you've tried and eaten everything that he can possibly make, he leaves like Mary Poppins.
How long would that take?
I don't know.
It's like 3 meals a day, right? Like,
yeah, it's
how many
like
meals are there
you
in
have
the
like
world?
little sample dishes. Like it's not like you're eating like he's not like making entire dishes. He's like making little like Costco sample cups.
Are we back?
Yeah, we've been back.
We're back. We're so back. We're so Barack.
I like leaving in our idle chatter. It's funny.
Hi.
I don't know if it's funny for everyone else, but I think it's funny.
Welcome.
Welcome. Lainey was eating an ice cream sandwich the whole time.
I was. It was delightful.
I learned that she was eating pasta the whole time last time.
I super hope you couldn't hear me because I was trying to be very quiet, but I really wanted to eat the pasta.
It's just funny. Anyway, Joe, you can open your eyes now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Why?
Oh, but like the thing just told me to close my eyes again.
No.
No.
You're wrong.
We moved past it. I didn't want to click further.
Okay. It's a surprise.
Dun dun.
Ah! Take it out of the darkness! Take it out of the darkness! Ah!
I have no idea what you said, but it sounded really frantic. I decided to humor her and close them. I can feel her leaning all over me, and suddenly something soft and moist touches my lips. My body tenses up in surprise. Fortunately, not as awkward a reaction as I could have made. Must have been a quick peck, and I almost think that's the end of it, but then she kisses me again, and more deeply this time. Her hands slide onto my shoulders, up to my neck, and then back down again, then across my shoulders and down my arms. I can feel the weight of her body on my legs, and the eroticism of the situation isn't lost on me. At this point, I'm ready to try and open my eyes just a crack, but as if expecting it, she puts a finger on my eyelids.
You open your eyes a crack, and I'm gonna open your butt a crack.
Seconds later, something ties my hands together at the wrists, and I panic, not knowing what to make of this. My first thought is to ask Chesney what she's thinking, even though she can't hear me. I'm sure she gets the gist of it. She won't let go of my hands, tracing her fingers over them from the lines of my palms over my knuckles and to my wrists. Hey, what are you doing? What's this? Sal just looks stupid all the time.
Because he is stupid.
Look how fucking like he's been mewing though. Mewing. Look at his fucking jawline. Look at his chin.
Yeah.
He's got like that Chad jaw.
Of course, with the hands tied behind my back, I might as well be gagged. A part of me can't help but think that this is what she intended. Help! Help! As if reading my thoughts, a mischievous expression lights up her face, but her blushing doesn't fade. In fact, it only deepens when our eyes meet.
She's molesting me! Help!
You know, it's kind of crazy. Like you see the like how this is like drawn. They drew the room, the cursed room we were talking about.
Yeah.
That was like a picture that was taken. They actually drew it.
That's true, huh?
It looks nothing like it.
Kind of. I mean,
It look-
No.
It looks like,
can't
you
really
know,
tell,
not a place where like your grandmother died
yeah.
Yeah.
as much.
Embarrassed, she leans deeper into our partial embrace, hiding her face by burying it in my shoulders and neck. Her hair is soft and tickles me. And I'll let out a laugh knowing that she won't hear me, won't be offended.
I mean, laughing is like a body thing.
Chesney's hands move downwards to the fly of my pants covered by her skirt. Her hands disappear from view, only to jerk back on touching my erection.
Whoa.
Chesney almost falls off me from nervousness. It's
It's
like she didn't
huge.
expect it to be there. Oh, it's oddly small. It's, oh god. And round.
She pulls out a magnifying glass. Where is it?
The sudden display of
I
naivety
can't find it.
is the starkest contrast yet.
Where's the clitoris? I can't find it.
No, I can't find it.
Sorry, my bush is really wild.
Oh.
It's starkest contrast
like-
yet to how forward she has been so far, and I find it
She
amusing.
pops open the fly, and then it's just like like a bush fucking pops out. It's like fucking knocks her off.
Yeah. She's like, oh, it looks like a button on a fur coat.
Ew. Whoops.
Oops.
Wait, what's this called? Closer. All right.
Yeah, it's got like he's got like Sacha Baron Sacha Baron Cohen like body hair.
Yeah, he does. A high school girl playing the role of a more aggressive woman. She pokes at my pee-pee curiously with her index finger. Her face reddening as she runs the rest of her fingers down its underside. Her movements are soft and curious, and they belie the embarrassed look on her face.
Is this the first pee-pee she's ever seen?
It's like Chesney is as nervous as I am, so I'm a bit relieved when she stops her exploratory prodding. But then I think about what's next to come. She might try and unbutton my shirt. Who knows what she would say? Seeing the scar on my chest, I'm still self-conscious about it. And I can imagine the concern on her face on seeing it, the tenting of her fingers and thought. Luckily, in this position, she couldn't take off my sweater without ripping it off me. The fear fades from my mind. Now I'm only experiencing a strange and uncomfortable mix of anticipation and nervousness. He's tied up and
you
there's
know what?
people in the house still.
Yeah, and his dick's out.
I think we talked about it before, but like Hassao's scar is like really fucked up. It doesn't look like a surgical scar at all. It looks like a hack job, sort of.
He didn't go to a real doctor.
The
He couldn't
doctor
afford it.
sneezed while he was cutting him open, so it just looks like that.
Ew, he sneezed.
Yeah.
Gross.
Well, I mean, they wear masks.
Newfound lightness on my knees brings me back to reality, and I can see Chesney standing on the tips of her toes to slide her underwear down her thighs. When she sees me looking at her, she tries to cover my eyes with one hand.
She wants to fuck, but she doesn't want you to look at her.
I've seen that before, but I wonder exactly.
What? Were you like a sheep? Meh.
I wonder exactly when it was that I started being attracted to her.
Steven's blood is all rushing to his penis. That's why he can't read.
Yeah, not just attracted to her physically, but drawn to her. And I wonder why. She's pretty, but then very combative. Not just that, but she seems to like being that way.
Do you think she's gonna try to win during sex?
The way she's acting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll race you to the cum line.
Ew.
Where do you think he's looking? I don't think he's looking in her eyes. I think he's looking at her collarbone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Looks
do.
like he's
I do
looking at
like
her mouth.
people's collarbones.
He's looking at something on the bed. The way she's acting now, however, and at other times doesn't really fit that image. I'm starting to think that maybe her tying my hands might have been for more reasons than just the most obvious. Still, that aggressiveness that she flashes around as comfortably as a business card is real. I don't know whether or not that kind of attitude could be considered dangerous. If it is, I wonder what kind of person that makes me. It was probably the first week I was here. A week doesn't sound so long when I think about it. But at the time it did, even though I pretty much thought my days were numbered that week. It still seemed to go by so slowly. Even if she can't hear me, it puts me at ease. Started to realize I didn't have much time to complain about, but there's still, well, never mind. You wouldn't care anyway. She glances at me. Go on.
You can just say whatever you want, Hasao, judgment free. I would start talking about Five Nights at Freddy's lore, like in this situation.
Did you see the movie?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think?
I didn't like it as much as everyone else. It was like I rated it a 3 out of 5. I'm sorry.
That's fine. What didn't you like about it?
I felt like the visuals were like, and the atmosphere of it was like a bit too clean because like
that's true.
What like added like an element of fear to I think the original games was that like everything was like a bit run down and that like the animatronics were like all grimy and shit, and that wasn't really because it was still like this is a place that's running, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's true. I didn't even consider that.
So it's yeah. I mean, like they were doing a different thing, and you know, I get that. I love seeing Matt Pat and Corey Tension in that. That was really cool.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah. I fucking love Matthew Lillard. He's so fucking cool. Oh man.
I have to pee.
Post that picture, Steven. Edit in that picture of Matthew Lillard as like a sow. That's how he looks. It's just
just gotta hold on a second. Or you can just tell me more about FNAF lore or the movie. I mean, and your opinions on it.
I did love Matthew Lillard's performance in it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it wasn't quite as, you know, there wasn't like ever like a creeping like foreboding like horror to it because you know, and I do get that, but you know, I do like
lore heavy.
Yeah, really lore heavy. And so that like, I feel like with you know, a sort of like slow burn, right? There needs to be some sort of mystery, but then they were lore dumping all the time, and then so it's like. And it was also things that I already knew, but like the fact that in universe that it's being explained and like the characters can rationalize why this is happening, and they're not really in a state of disbelief, at least like not for like a long stint of time. I feel like that sort of was what brought the movie down for me.
Okay.
I'm done peeing.
Yeah, she is.
Hi.
All right, let's continue.
Don't rub your face on the mic, Ashby. Don't do it.
It's cute.
Get ready for the piss. Get ready for Shiznay to piss on.
Yeah, there's gonna be insertion. Come on, guys.
She glances at me for no reason other than I'm talking. Because she can't understand what I'm saying, Shiznay becomes increasingly flustered. But she doesn't sign anything in reply. Oh! Shiznay sucks in her breath sharply as she lowers herself onto my wee-wee and trying to keep herself upright as she teeters on top of me. The skirt of her dress covers both of our intimate parts and traps our body heat unlike under a tent. I feel unbearably hot, and Shiznay's hand guiding me into her only adds to it. I come. The second I penetrate her, Shiznay winces, then I nearly falls on top of me. The sudden sensation is mind-numbing, and I feel waves of pleasure radiate through me from both ends of my body. Feels as if my entire lower body is enveloped in the warmth and wetness of Chesney's body and able to feel her every twitch and shudder as she starts moving. Chesney begins rocking her hips back and forth, at first slowly, but with her tempo increasing each time. She pulls herself almost completely off of me, only to plunge back down at the last second.
She's gonna break his penis.
Being so close to her, I can see the sweat beading on her skin and the fog that forms on her glasses when they slide down her nose and too close to her mouth before she pushes them back up. Her fingertips press into my shoulders, holding onto them to steady herself, pushing against them to pull herself off of me, and then running down my arms, grasping for my wrists and hands as she pushes herself back down. Maneuvering around like this is difficult at best. Chesney tries to brace herself against me while pushing herself up and down with her feet. I attempt to kiss her, but only to manage to succeed in touching our foreheads together, at least not painfully. My thoughts will wander briefly to whether or not the door is locked. If it were to open now, I'd probably have a heart attack. Literally. And then there's the question of who would be opening the door. The sense of danger only serves to make Chesney's movements more torturous, and I wish she would speed it up, hurry and come. But from this position, it may not even be possible.
That's how is edging. That's how is edging here.
I started
the
moving
threat of a heart attack is what's making him edge.
I started moving my hips upwards and rhythm with her, trying to drive myself deeper into her. Doesn't matter to me that my movements are shaking the chair we're on, creating a loud knock as the wooden chair raps against the wooden floor.
You might want to care if it's gonna kill you, dude.
Oh, she made a sound. And...
Owie.
Oh, Chica. Oh.
her breathing grows louder and even sounds like suppressed moans escape her throat. Though it's obvious that she wants to hold them in, they're still loud enough that they would be audible to anyone standing outside the door. I stop thrusting into Chesney, partly because it's harder to keep up with her as she starts getting more and more into it and moving faster than I could manage to match while under her. My heart races so quickly that I can almost hear the blood pounding in my temples. More worryingly, I can feel a dull throb in my chest. I start thinking about the pressure I feel between my thighs, and if only for a moment. Sploosh. That moment, though, is enough.
Sploosh!
Combined with the tightness of her squeezing herself around me and the sensation of her skin rubbing against mine, I tense up and fire off inside Chesney. A fleeting feeling of power and flight.
I guess you couldn't have told her, but, you know, it would have been nice if you had said something, Hazao.
Uh-oh. Afterwards, I listen to the sound of my heartbeat slowing down until it reaches a normal rhythm. I listen to the sound of Chesney's breathing as it does the same. Glasses are slightly askew, and this is the first time she isn't messing around with them in some way. I want to straighten them for her, but the second I try, I'm reminded that I can't. Chesney seems to have forgotten it as well.
Use your pointy nose, bro. Fix your glasses with your pointy nose.
Instead of getting up, she presses herself against me in the chair to extend her reach. It's almost as if this is the only position she can think of to untie my hands from. That is what I think as I feel her unbinding my wrists. However, she doesn't get off me. Her fingers gently stroke against mine, occasionally bending inwards to run over my palms. It's funny, but I feel more connected to Chesney through this simple act than before. Chesney stays pressed against me like this for some time. It's a little uncomfortable, but it makes me feel happy, as if I could stay like this for hours.
Do.
We just came inside a woman.
He did goof inside that girl, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The days since they passed so quickly that time seemed to slip through my fingers like water. Every time I've tried to talk with Chesney, she's been out running errands or with Misha. I feel as if she's avoiding me. I'm not surprised, of course it bothers me, but I think the way she's acting seems pretty natural. Then again, it's not like I've been through this before. Whenever I can't find Chesney, I end up running into Misha, and when I do, I ask her to help me with my signing. However, she always ends up squirming out of it. We're leaving after today, so I'm determined not to let her escape this time. Once we head back to school, we're probably going to have to start grinding through more student council affairs in preparation for school starting. I want to brush up on my signing as much as possible by then, even if it's a day's worth. Come on! It's pretty much just having a couple sign language conversations. You do that all the time. Actually, you're doing it right now.
Have you heard about like what Mormons do? Jump humping, where they get like a bunk bed, and then somebody jumps on the top or on the bottom, and then
Yeah, I feel like. Did we talk about this?
Yes.
Yeah, we
I feel like
did.
we might have.
Oh, okay.
It's funny though. It's a
Yeah.
funny
Pretty
visual.
sure we have.
Like
Something
the person
about,
jumping is a real
how Mormons
Seriously.
will like get away with like premarital sex, like dry humping is a big one, I'm sure.
Mhm.
The Provo
like that.
push,
The Provo push.
which is just anal. Really, Hachan? That's funny.
Misha temporarily stops her unconscious signing in order to wave her hands in front of her face in denial, and then quickly resumes gesturing everything the both of us are saying to no one in particular.
Hichan, you're so persistent. Suddenly being interested in sign language again? Could it be that Hichan wants to make a career out of it? That's not fair. That was my idea first. You should be careful, Hichan. Times change too quickly. By the time I decide I wanted to be a sign language interpreter, they had cell phones and people could type without the paragraphs on it. Amazing, not very good for me though.
Sometimes Misha goes into like this Cartman voice. That shit I think is very funny.
What? How?
As if she knows that another deferral isn't going to cut it this time, Misha changes her tune pretty quickly to a more apologetic one.
I'm sorry, Hichan. I'm just so tired. Especially lately, even though being with Hichan is fun, she has way more energy than me. Teaching on top of that would be too tiring. I don't have that much stamina, sorry.
She doesn't seem very tired, shouting the statement with her usual cheer and vigor. I know it's wrong of me to keep pestering like this, though.
Actually, Hichan and I were planning on going shopping today. It's our last chance to pick up some souvenirs.
Souvenirs? I almost thought that was a vacation. I understand what you're saying. Teaching doesn't seem so easy. Hideaki asked me to teach him how to sign, and I was unbelievably lost the whole time. Well, I wonder how it'll work out for you when you become a sign language teacher. You can't get tired too easily doing that.
Yeah, right. I hope not. Hichan, now I'm kind of worried, but souvenirs. So some other time, Hichan. Ha, do you want us to get you something too?
Just because I understand doesn't mean don't want her to teach me. I suppose I can't press her any further now, though even I'm bothered by how selfish it would seem to do so. I give up. No, don't give me anything. I'm serious. Don't surprise me with a funny shirt or something, okay?
Especially if it's Bush Cheney.
A funny shirt.
Just like a Nixon shirt.
Oh God,
I don't like the sound of that.
the Confederate shirt.
She's
Confederate
fucking
shirt.
getting it from like the Jersey Shore t-shirt shop.
Oh God,
where,
yeah.
You know, where he has like fucking Blue Lives Matter shit and like all these conflicting t-shirts. He has no morals.
It
He's
just has the note from Jersey Shore on it.
yeah.
Run! Stop!
Slipping on her
shoes. It's so fucking.
shoes. She yells goodbye to
So
the otherwise
fucking random.
empty house and opens the door to leave, letting a cool breath of fresh air into the hallway.
Why did they invite you here? So she could fuck you once and then ignore you the rest of the time?
Yeah.
Cool.
A tuft of dark hair peeking from the doorframe tells me Chesney is waiting for her outside. Good morning.
Hello.
Misha translates.
This is Ronnie from Jersey Shore. This is very Ronnie core.
Misha translates for me from beyond the doorway, and Chesney turns around and gives me a small wave. Even though it's different from her usual offhand greetings to the smallest ways, there is an unmistakable hesitation there that leaves me with a vaguely empty and distant feeling.
Hey Chan, you're up early. Am I interrupting a conversation?
I was trying to get Misha to teach me how to talk to you, but I guess I was being impatient and it can wait. You two were planning on shopping today anyway. Having Misha there, I forget to sign my words as I say them. Unfortunately, since Chesney moved to fill the doorway, Misha is behind her. This brief misalignment in our position means that what I'm saying is totally lost on her.
I don't understand you at all.
There are a lot of things I want to say that I can't put in a way that she would understand, and there are entire conversations that she could have had that would go right over my head. I want to tell her now that it won't be that way for much longer. Said I'd just say never mind and tell them to have a good time, then wave off.
What a fucking idiot.
Seems like everyone is out for the day, so I just sit down on the biggest and most comfortable looking chair in the living room with a book. Not a sign language book, but one of the novels I checked out from the library my first week. That was so long ago, I should really start chipping at that pile of books I borrowed, or at least return them.
Ugh.
Some idiot.
Reading.
Like a loser.
He slaps it out of your fucking hands.
16 pages in, Jigoro walks into the room, a stack of papers in one hand and his sword twirling idly like a katana in the other. I casually shaking water from a recent shower from his hair.
Do you think he knows you nutted in his daughter?
I was there.
He smells it.
Oh.
I smell cum.
I smell spooge.
Upon being seen from doing something so ungentlemanly, he freezes like a deer in the headlights and slowly moves on to smoldering with powerful but baseless fear as he sits down on the couch a few feet away. This is only the third time I've met him, and I'm already starting to feel nauseous on reaction. Guess in a way this could be considered kind of charisma. I hadn't even said anything, and he already seems less than pleased. It's likely a bad idea to provoke him, and just talking to him may count as provoking him. However, I can't help thinking of the alternative situations that could play out. Let's say I don't open my mouth at all and walk away. Maybe to go read in my room or outside. That would definitely go down as an unforgivable insult. You would probably tell me to hold it and destroy me. Either way, not too polite on my part. What are you reading? The draft for my autobiography. It is the story of a man who wakes up to find an uninvited guest in his living room, sitting in his chair and reading shallow literary dreck.
Put that book down, idiot. We're going to the sex room.
The sex room? I barely started reading the book, and I don't even have an opinion on it yet. I can already see how this conversation is going to play out, so I might as well try to steer it in a different direction. Where's Hideaki? You even ask questions rudely disgraceful. That aside, why would you even ask me such a stupid question? How would I know? Am I my son's keeper? Well, you're his dad, and it would seem like he does live here, but I guess I can't say that, tempting as it is. Give up. I already tried to make small talk with him and failed. It's like trying to talk to a brick wall that also hates you. That is my cue to leave and sift through my wallet to see if I had enough money to go to a movie. As I'm about to stand, I have second thoughts. I'm too tired to go through trying to smooth over problematic situations by trying to continuously walk away from them. It's hypocritical of me to get upset at Misha for trying to defer things when I even run from my own girlfriend. When Jigoro attempts to stop me, I'm almost glad, even though I no longer have any intentions to leave. Wait. He says it with plenty of authority, but nothing else, as if it's just a particularly commanding afterthought. Only a very powerful or a very arrogant person can tell someone to hold on in such a matter. I'm sort of impressed. You're in the student council with Chesney, aren't you? What is your job there?
To come inside of her.
I don't think there are specific roles other than president. Chesney is always trying to round people up to help out here and there. Usually we might get like one person to pitch in, but otherwise the three of us do whatever needs to be done. It's crossing
This
my
might be very bad. Like dating someone you hate just so that because you hate their parents more.
Gonna be real good.
Think about that.
It's crossed my mind.
Would you?
A couple times around when I first met her, that Chesney's disquietly analytical stare might be because of her deafness, but it turns out it's a trait shared by everyone else in her family. And is that okay with you? Why wouldn't it be? You, Chesney, and that pink-haired girl, is that really your entire student council? With a student council that small, they wouldn't even bother to hold elections. I am going to take a guess and say that you didn't join the student council. Chesney drafted you into it. You said you do not know exactly what your title is. That makes sense. I suppose if you weren't even elected, you couldn't be expected to know. After all, if you are not elected, you aren't really anything. No one is going to respect a student council like that, an unelected body of 3 people trying to scrounge up the equivalent of temp workers. It must be a sorry school if 3 kids having a tea party can handle every issue. What's how small it is have to do with anything? If the student council gets things done, isn't that enough? It's not just a game either. Maybe you should actually come to the school one day, and if you're really there, if you get there on the right days, you might be able to see what Chesney is able to accomplish. Do you think I have so much free time that I can afford to waltz over to your boondocks and watch my daughter's feats of self-aggrandizement? I have never been more disgusted in my life.
Damn.
What you're saying is that they might as well not have a student council, but the fact remains there is one, and Chesney got elected to it. And for her, it isn't a meaningless position. In fact, she works very hard for it. You sound like someone who voted for her. No, I wasn't there for that.
No, I voted for Bush Cheney.
Ha, you didn't even vote for her. Well, besides that, why don't you ask Hideaki about this? Chesney has wanted to be a high school student council president since middle school. She would have read him all of her practice speeches, wasting his time for what reason? This whole time, he hasn't even looked up from thumbing around through his manuscript. It's getting increasingly frustrating. Because it isn't a game, we don't run the school, but it's not like we're just playing at it and not taking it seriously. I wonder if it is so wrong to not be a purist. I have been to your school, really, the students there. I can already think of a million things he might say, and I'm preparing for my heart to sink on hearing any of them. It's funny, there are probably things I've thought before. They don't even have cleaning duty. That's not what I expected. It's like, oh no, is he gonna say something offensive? That was not what I expected at all. He's also wrong. They do. I should know. I get to skip out on it since I'm in the student council. The concept of being wrong confuses Jigoro. I should take this opportunity to go on the attack. It's really odd that I'm thinking this way about a simple conversation.
I came inside of her.
I had to clean cum off. Ah, shit. It sounds like the last time you were there was really... If you can leisurely write some memoirs, you can talk to Chesney now and then. Don't you think that she has stuff that she is proud of? That's how young people are. We have things to be proud of. If you're writing an autobiography, you should get that. Such an opportunity, and I blew it. I don't know how I was expecting him to react.
Oh, I came in your daughter.
Maybe introspectively, but Jigoro only grows angrier by the second. Yet, as he does, he also seems calmer in a way, more sure of himself and in control. Who do you think you are to assume that my life is so easy? You haven't even read my biography, yet you are able to tell me how I should handle all my affairs, including dealing with my own daughter. You can never understand. Even if I were to get up from this couch, walk over to you right now, and punch you in the forehead with brass knuckles with a condensed edition of my life story on them, leaving my biography imprinted on your face, you would not understand.
Wow, I hate this guy.
For 12 years, Chesney did not even talk to me, even though I hired multiple tutors and interpreters of all sorts for her to try and get her to become normal. It isn't as simple as you think it is.
Dang.
If she does not want to bother me, then fine. I assume that is normal. When was the last time you talked to your parents? It has been a while, and I feel ashamed, more so that he caught me than how easily I could have even dropped my parents out of
Steven loves to read out loud for hundreds of people.
or even letters, and having this acknowledgement makes me feel more ashamed. I thought so.
Shut up.
If I wanted to see my parents, I couldn't. This is different. You aren't that far from her. It's one train right away.
Yeah, slut.
That is enough. No means no. You are very persistent. If only it was about something that mattered. Can't see what you may have learned from my daughter aside from, I was gonna say how tight her pussy is, but it doesn't make sense coming from her.
No way.
From that and how to backtalk people, is that it? The answer is yes, and I wasn't even this persistent or argumentative before meeting Chesney and Misha. After all, prior to meeting them, I just experienced a small death. It's a mystery as to why I refused to join student council in the first place.
Yeah, Hisao has a fucking bomb, like an atom bomb. It's waiting to basically drop on this man. I came inside your daughter. Like, all arguments cease.
Yeah, he wins.
He has a weapon of mass destruction to throw at him.
He wins the argument, but does that mean he wins the war? Who knows?
So he tried to make Chesney learn how to talk through tutors? How does that work?
I don't know. He's an asshole. He clearly doesn't like his kid because she's not quote unquote normal. He literally said, I did all this to make her normal. That's fucked up. He sucks. He needs to be shot into the moon space.
Possibly it was from trying to get away from their nagging so much that I was able to get my energy back. It's a cute idea.
I came in your daughter. Please, I forgot you had a sword.
Think about why I'm still here. Arguing with Jigoro is pointless. Yeah, I think I almost looked forward to it. And he is right, I cannot understand him. Even if I did, he wouldn't care. I'm a louse that crawls on a whale, wholly insignificant. He has confidence that I don't have. Chesney does, and it could be the reason why I'm here now. In an almost shouting match with her father is because some of that bravery has rubbed off onto me. However, I don't have anything to keep it going.
It's rubbed off into you.
And into Chesney. Still, I hate him. I don't know what I can do. A few months ago, I think I would have punched him and let the consequences play out as they may. But now I can't risk it. If he were to hit me back, he'd likely kill me.
He has a sword. You're gonna punch a man who has a sword? Doesn't sound smart. You're gonna bring your fists to a knife fight?
I've been cut open before. Your sword means nothing to me.
Hell yeah.
So in the end, the only thing I can do is
He
the only
gets
thing I
fucking
can do
stabbed
is
like Raiden is like I was like, no, I just don't fear death. And then he starts spinning like the fucking two Metal Gears around. Rules of nature.
The only thing I can do is look at Jigoro in silence, knowing that I have no reply and hate him and feel completely at a loss. Oddly, he takes it as a defiance. Fine then. Have fun with that. It's a pretty solid Raiden impression. Picking up his sword and using it to pull himself to his feet, he turns and casually saunters out of the room. I want to throw my book after him, but I'm happy to finally be alone, even if I'm not in the mood to read any longer.
Yeah, if she was just leaving me to be in her house with her dad, I would never leave the bedroom.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't just be sitting there. I want to talk to this guy. He sucks.
I am just holding it in the whole time.
He just sucks so bad. Yeah, you have to bite your tongue every time he yells at you.
Yeah.
Because you
Not
have the
even just
one
that, but like holding in the piss.
You have the 1-2 punch, but then he has the I'll kill you with this sword. Because you goofed in my daughter.
Yeah, well, I fucked your daughter.
And I fucked your son. And then you just leave.
And then you fucking
and then he's all
die.
mad. He's like, why didn't you fuck me?
Okay, next time.
Next time.
Thanks, Sababa.
Sababa. Sapar time.
I don't like.
I like it. That come Sapar.
Gross.
Yeah. His pullout game, subpar.